I'm Planet Associate News Editor Ariel Cohen, here with that guy, the Griffin. So, Mr. Griffin, what have you been up to recently? What? So, Mr. Griffin, what would you say is your favorite team to root for at William & Mary? Basketball? You like the basketball team. All right, so you've been the Griffin now for 2 years, but 2 years the Griffin has been on campus. But in your time here, what have you learned? Is there any advice you'd like to impart to other mascots? All right, I don't know what you're saying. And here we are for the real that guy, the man behind the Griffin suit, Andrew Gardner. So, Andrew, how did you first become interested in being the Griffin? How'd that all work out?
I work in student activities in the campus center, and I knew that we were having a new mascot, and I talked to Ann Arsenault, the sorority advisor, about how they would be picking the mascot, and she made some calls to some people and found out through Ginger Ambler that they would be having auditions, and you'd have an application to fill out. So filled out an application. I was selected to come for an interview. Had an interview. Got in costume. The first interview that they had me come for, I was in a dragon costume from a library in New Jersey that they had brought down. Dave Raymond, who was the original Philly Fanatic, came to help run auditions. So he brought this costume from a New Jersey library that you had to get in, had to run around, do stuff with in that costume, and then they made their selections. And 2 days later, I was coming in for callbacks, and there was the Griffin costume hanging there. And so we had a 6-hour training session that day, and about a week later, they had the reveal on April 6, 2010.
So have you been the Griffin the entire time?
Yes, I've been the Griffin since the inception of the Mascot, and I've done most of the events, all home football games, pretty much all home men's basketball games, and a bunch of events in between. There are a couple other people that do side stuff when I can't do stuff because I'm busy, like most William & Mary students. But yeah, so.
You've been the Griffin for 2 years. You must have some pretty crazy experiences. Can you tell us about some of them?
Yeah, I think probably one of the craziest experiences that people might find funny at the ODU football game at ODU 2 years ago. I went, and ODU did not provide a place for me to change. So I had to change in a handicap porta potty and come out. And at that game, actually, there were a couple ODU fans that got in trouble with the police for trying to harass me, which was pretty funny. One of them hit me on the head, and there's a hockey helmet inside the costume, so he probably ended up hurting his hand more. I didn't feel anything at all, but I saw the cops come over and take care of him. Those are kind of funny. There's always stories of little kids that, come up and do stupid stuff.
That's pretty interesting. So, up until recently, no one knew you were the Griffin. It was a big secret, right?
A lot of people, a lot of my friends in particular, suspected, and they'll say they knew, but they didn't really know. They suspected. But I would say a majority of the campus probably didn't know.
So what would you tell people when they're like, oh, are you going to the homecoming game on Saturday?
Well, it got to be where most of my friends would stop asking me if I was going because I told them that I didn't go to many games. But when people did ask me, I'd either make up an excuse like my parents are in town, I'm going to the game with them. I've got a lot of work, I can't come, I'm busy, stuff like that.
So do you have any tips for the next Griffin who's going to be taking your place after you graduate this year?
I mean, it's difficult to say because when I came in, there were 5 choices of mascots, and perhaps only 20% of people wanted the Griffin. So I came in trying to win over the 80% of people who wanted maybe the King and Queen, the Pug, the Wren, or the Phoenix. And now we're at a time where not many people are anti-Griffin, and most people are pro-Griffin. So I would say for the next mascot, just to enjoy it and have fun. You know, you've got a community that really enjoys having you here, and I would recommend that they keep their identity anonymous because it is very fun to mess with people that don't know you.
Well, thank you so much. And if you have anyone you'd like to see on That Guy, you help out online.